big changes don't necessarily have to be complicated. They come from clarity, and clarity begins by asking the right questions. In this episode, I'm going to share 4 of the most powerful questions that I have ever asked myself that will not only help you change your life for the better, but they will help you create a life that you're actually excited about for yourself, your spouse, and your kids. You know that I'm about keeping things as simple and actionable as possible so that they can actually help you and your family. This episode is no different. These 4 questions will drastically change your life if you use them. However, they may not change your life for the better unless you understand these 2 simple concepts. The first concept that is important to understand in terms of these 4 questions that I have for you is be careful of the things that come along with what you say you want and what you need. And I know that may sound complicated. Here's an example. You say you want a dog, or your family wants a dog, your kids want a dog. However, do you want the things that come along with the dog? Meaning the vet bills, the vet visits, the boarding your animal while you go on vacation because it's not a cat or some other animal that you can leave at home, so you have to pay to board it. Do you want your yard full of dog crap? Do you want to have to fence in your yard? Those are all things that come along with having a dog. So that's why we have to be careful of the things that we say that we want and that we need. A bigger example of this that's career related is that I have my pilot certification, and when I was going through pilot training, I wanted to be a commercial pilot. I wanted to do that for a living until I started to truly see on real people, not just hearing about it, but see on real people the lifestyle that they had. Meaning I started to get to know pilots and see that through the month of December and November, they were gone pretty much most of the time. I didn't want that. So I wanted to be a pilot, but I didn't want the things that came along with that. So that's concept number 1. These are advanced things, but I try to make them as simple as possible so that they can actually help you. Concept number 2 that's so important for these 4 questions is I believe every single person in the world has their own unique version of what an extraordinary life would be like. Now, I know that's a big statement, but it's pretty simple. Let's just say for this example, you and 10 other people want a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house on an acre of land. So that image of your home is essentially the same. However, the little details that make up that home are your unique version of extraordinary. Meaning the color of your bathroom, the color of your kitchen cabinets, the color of your kitchen, the style of the letters or numbers on your mailbox or on your house will be different. And some of the things may be the same, but those little differences are what make up your own unique version. And you can explain this or look at this in terms of every area of your life. So I like to look at it as the overall picture of your life, but you can look at a specific area, meaning you want to be a healthy and active family. That will look a little bit different to every single person. What that means to this family and this other family will look a little bit different. So aligning your lifestyle and your essentially daily life with that unique version of an extraordinary life is what's going to bring happiness. That is long-term happiness if I've ever seen it. It's like if we can figure out these little details, that is what is going to make us have an extraordinary life. So that is concept number 2. Now let's dive into these 4 questions. The first life-changing question that I have for you today is, who do I want to be? Now I know that's a simple question. The details of your answer are what's most important. The question itself, maybe you've never asked it, but it is truly life-changing if you get the answers right. Now this you can ask to yourself, meaning, who do I want to be as an individual? Or if you're doing this with your spouse, you can say, who do we want to be as a couple? Or if you're doing it with your spouse, also you can say, who do we want to be as a family? Now I said your answers are what's most important here. A lot of people tell me, Kyle, I don't know who I want to be. Think of the most simple things, and that is where the life change will happen. So let's just say, as a silly example, I want to be someone that flosses my teeth every day. That right there will change your life. You'll have better hygiene, better dental care, and it's such a simple answer that we overlook it. So we're overlooking the simple answers to everything by looking for some big answer. And the simple things are what's going to change our life. Now, you can do anything with this question. You could say, I want to be CEO of this company. That's fine too. You can use this in so many ways. The important part is that you actually ask yourself and give yourself real answers. So that's the first question. There are 3 ways that I want to share with you how to implement this into your own life. So one of them is in the moment. Now, let's say you're going to dinner with your family. In the moment, you can say, who do I want to be at dinner with my family? Give yourself an answer to that. And if you ask these questions that I'm going to give you further, they will change your life, but we have to think of it in the simple way of, in the moment, who do I want to be? And then in the short term, in the next 30 days or over the next year, who do I want to be? An example of this is last spring, I was asking myself these questions, and I wanted to be somebody that enjoyed the nice weather with my son. So guess what my answer was? It was, I'm going to be somebody that goes for a walk with my son if it is over 40 degrees outside. That was it. And it was a life-changing thing because I knew that's who I wanted to be. I wanted to be somebody that got outside. Now, we can also look at this in terms of long-term, meaning when we're 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, who do we want to be? Well, I want to be somebody that can retire to a beach house. I don't want to have to go to a nursing home. I want to be somebody that can pay for in-home care for myself, so that I'm not stuck thrown in front of a TV with random people taking care of me like so many of my relatives have been. So these are the 3 instances that you can use this question. I'm sure there's more, but the 3 that I really want you to nail down are in the moment, in the short term, and in the long term. The second life-changing question that I have for you is, who do I need to be? So these are getting deeper, but who do I need to be? This can be asked just like before, as an individual, as a couple, or as a family. But your answers to this are going to be different, and you need to align them with your own unique version of extraordinary. That's why I wanted to share that with you before, is like, okay, I need to be somebody that has a second job because I need it for my family to afford what we need to survive. That could be your answer for this. It could also just be, I need to be somebody that stretches every morning. That's one of mine. Like if I stretch for a week or 2 straight and then I start to feel good, but then I stop doing it because I feel good, and a month later I'm back to square one. I repeat the process. But so who do I need to be? I need to be somebody that stretches every morning. So these are identity questions, and that's why they're so powerful. We need to focus on these questions in order to become better and to move closer towards the life that we truly want to have and that we're excited about. So just like the first question, how do we use these in the moment, in the short term, and in the long term? In the moment, let's just say out of nowhere, on your way home, wherever you were, you talk to your spouse and they're in a bad mood, your kids are in a bad mood, or let's say you're walking through the door and you know it's just a crazy mess in there. Who do I need to be? This is about shoving down your emotions, your sporadic or impulsive typical behaviors, and saying, okay, my spouse is all frustrated, my kids are running around crazy. Who do I need to be to make this situation better? That's an in-the-moment example of this. Now, short term, this question I asked myself when I was in my 20s. One of my grandparents was passing away, and they were kind of one of the people that held our family together, so I knew it was not going to be easy on our family. But in my 20s, I asked myself, who do I need to be in this situation? When I had the answers to that, like who do I need to be while this person is passing away, for them and for the people that will remain, those answers allowed me to do my best to keep everything together, to be there for the person that was passing away, to be there for the people that were going to be left behind. Even though I was going through it as well, I wasn't worried. I can deal with my stuff after. Who do I need to be for my family in that moment? And this question was what helped me figure it out. So then in the long term, who do I need to be? When I'm 80, who do I need to be? When I'm 70, who do I need to be? A perfect example would be I need to be someone that has savings and retirement when I'm 80 because all the adults in my life didn't have savings, didn't have retirement. So I am going to be stuck helping them with their payments to whatever nursing homes, to whatever services they have. It's going to be on me. So I need to be somebody that has savings and has retirement for my family. The third life-changing question that I have for you is, who do I not want to be? So the first question was, who do I want to be? The second one was, who do I need to be? And this is, who do I not want to be? The reason this is so powerful, and I'll start by saying this. This is the question that helped me lose 60 pounds, that helped me stop drinking alcohol every day, because I was not aligned with that cliche, I'll just leave it there, stuff of find your why, do it for your kids, do it for this, do it for that. You need a meaningful why. It is okay if you don't know who you want to be or who you need to be, but you are damn sure of who you don't want to be. It is a great starting point. And this is the question, like I said, that helped me lose 60 pounds and stop drinking alcohol every day. So this is a great starting point. It can be asked as an individual, as a couple, or as a family, just like the other two, meaning you could say, I don't want to be this person, or I don't want to be a couple that does this, or I don't want to be a family that does Y. And this is going to truly change your life if you answer this in an honest way. Now, how do you use this in the moment? We'll take the example from before of you're going to dinner with your family. I don't want to be the dad or the mom that constantly is nagging the kids to sit down, to do this, to not do that. And this is a starting point, like I said, because once you're clear enough about, okay, I don't want to be this, then you can circle around to question number one and be like, well, who do I want to be in this situation? So it's a great starting point. I'll leave it there. Now, in the short term, who do I not want to be? You could easily say, over the holidays, I don't want to be somebody that overeats, or I don't want to be somebody that gains 10 pounds at the holidays. Like everybody's talking about the 15 pounds that they gain over the holidays. And it's like, okay, well, I don't want to be that type of person that does that. So who do I want to be? I want to be somebody that does X, Y, and Z. So you can see these questions can tie in together. But then in the long term, who do I not want to be? If going back to the retirement example, I do not want to be a person that is stuck in front of a TV with random people taking care of me at some random nursing home that my kid sticks me in. That is a perfect answer. And then work to figure out how to not be that person. And by doing this, it helps you gain clarity, but it also leads you towards some sort of plan, because the answer to that question, right, is, okay, well, I need some sort of retirement savings. That's a great starting point. Go get a savings account, go get a retirement savings account, start your retirement plan at work, whatever you need to do, but the answers will give you your starting point. So that is question number 3. The fourth life-changing question that I have for you today is, who do I not need to be? Now, I know that sounds a little bit clunky, but this is honestly one of my favorite questions on here because it's the most versatile, I'd say, in terms of different situations. But I'll give you actual examples of real answers from my own life in just a minute. But you can use this as an individual, as a couple, or as a family, just like the other 3. And this is for situations where you feel like you should be doing something, or you feel like you need to do something, and it helps you let go of that like ego or that feeling of this is what I should be doing, or this is the point that I'm trying to make, or this is what I need to do right now. It helps you let go of that stuff so that you can actually just slow down and relax and do what's most important. So real answers from my own life that I've given myself for this question. Who do I not need to be? I don't need to be someone that throws a $1,000 birthday party for a 1-year-old. I also don't need to be someone that invites 60 people to a 1-year-old's birthday party. I also don't need to be someone that sends out 100 Christmas cards to every person I know and their cousin and their brother and their dog. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you're probably still going to forget somebody. Now, how does this translate into in the moment, in the short term, and in the long term? So in the moment, I'd say the best example I could give you is if you're in an argument with your spouse. Ask yourself, who do I not need to be? And the answer may be, I don't need to be somebody that wins this argument. And that's when you can actually pick a path of resolution by just asking this question. Okay, I don't need to win this argument. Where do I go from here? And I know it's probably going to be hard to think of this in the moment, but just think of my face and ask yourself this question. But in terms of short term, let's say you're planning a vacation for your family. I guess that'll be a great example. Do you need to be the person that does all the things on vacation? Or do you want to be somebody that plans a simple, slow vacation where you can be present? It's up to you. Like I said, it's your own unique version of an extraordinary life. I'm not here to tell you how to live, but I'm here to share ideas on how you can live your own unique way even better. So short term is covered. Long term, who do I not need to be? You could say, when I'm 80, I don't need to be somebody that leaves a ton of money for my grandkids. Like, that's not something that's important to me. The ultimate point is that figuring out who you don't need to be allows you to let go of certain things. I really hope that these 4 questions help bring clarity to you, your spouse, and your kids so that you can live a life that you're truly excited about. And as always, remember, this is all about practice. We're working towards being better, not trying to be perfect.